Hi everybody. Today I am going to tell you a story. When I was a small child, my father brought a doll for me. The doll used to play with me. It used to have food, have water with me. The doll used to move around, roam around in my house. And as I was growing bigger and taller, my doll was also growing with me. What? You don't believe my story? Okay, if I say that my father brought a puppy for me and the puppy used to play with me, it used to have food and water, it used to roam around in the house, and as I was growing taller and bigger, my puppy was also growing with me. Now, you find it okay? We are going to discuss about it later in this lesson. Now, when you look around you, you see so many things in the house, in the garden, in the classroom. Now, can you name few things that you think are living and few things that are non-living? Now, how did you do it? What made you decide whether the thing is living or non-living? What are the things that living things can do and non-living things cannot do? For example, a boy is a living thing. And what about a toy? Is it living? Of course not. The toy is a non-living thing. Can you think about the reason why you call a boy a living thing whereas a toy a non-living thing? So, can you guess which lesson we are going to study today? Right, we are going to study living and non-living things. In this lesson, we are going to learn how living things are different from non-living things. Living things move. Living things grow. Living things need food. Living things breathe. Living things feel changes around them. Living things produce young ones. Living things grow old and die. Now, how living things are different from non-living things? As we discuss about the doll and the puppy. So now can you make a difference? Living things move, they grow, they eat, they breathe, they feel changes around them, they produce young ones, they grow old and die. Now we will discuss about it in detail. Look at this picture. What does it tell you about living things? Right, it tells that living things move. Like we move around in our house. You also move in the classroom, in the house. If you see around you, you can see the animals moving. Right, they also move from one place to another. In the next picture, what does it tell you? Right, living things grow. If you put a seed in the soil, you will see that the seed will start growing in few days, and in a few months of time it will grow into a small plant. If you have a small brother or sister, or if you see a small puppy or kitten around you, you will see that slowly they start growing. Yes, living things grow. In the next picture, we can see that, right, living things eat. As you need food to eat, Do you eat food? Of course, you do. I also eat. So we eat food. We also see animals having food. If you have a pet, you give him it a food, whatever it eats, right? In the next picture, you can see living things breathe, right? Put your hand on your chest. You can feel it going up and down. Tell me, why is it so? Right, it is because living things breathe. Because we are breathing. When we take the air inside, the chest goes up. When we breathe out the air, the chest goes down or it comes back to its normal position. That's because we are breathing. So living things breathe. Living things, in the next picture you can see a snake coming out from the egg. And another picture you can see the elephant with its baby. Right, because living things reproduce. They produce young ones of their own kind. In the next picture, you can see that there is snow around and the children are wearing winter wear. Why is it so? If you go to a hilly area, you start feeling cold. So we wear warm clothes. And when it is too hot, you feel like having water. You feel like switching on your coolers or ACs. Why is it so? It is because living things feel changes around them. In the next picture, we are going to study about what is the thing which help us differentiate between living and non-living. In this table, we can see few items that are birds, stones, grass, toy, tree, book and dog. Now, when we consider a thing, we see few things like does it need air? Does it need food? Does it move? Does it grow? So, these all things help us to decide whether a thing is living or non-living. Take the first example, which is bird. So, does it need air? So, a bird needs air, it needs food, it also moves, right? It walks with the legs and it flies with the help of the wings. It also grows. So, it's a living thing. Right. What about the stone? Does it need air? No. It needs food? No. Does it move? No, it doesn't move on its own. Does it grow? Not at all. So, is it a living or non living thing? No, it's a non living thing. Now, next is grass. Does it need air? Yes. It needs food? Yes. Does it move? Yes, but it does not move on its own. It moves when the wind blows. Does it grow? Yes. So, is it a living thing? Yes, the grass is a living thing. Now, what about a toy? It needs air? No. Does it need food? You give your food to your toy or you share your food with your toy? Of course not. Does it move? It does not move till you or somebody keep it from one place to another. So, does it grow? No. So, it is a non living thing. What about a tree? Yes, it needs air, it needs food. It moves, again it moves when the wind blows. Does it grow? Yes, because you know that the tree grows. You must have seen so many trees growing around you. So, is it a living thing? Yes. What about a book? Does it need air? No. It needs food? No. Does it move? It moves only when you move it. Does it grow? Does your book grow? No, it does not. So it's a non living thing. What about a dog? It needs air? Yes, it breathes. It needs food? Yes, of course. We give food to our pet dog. Even stray dogs eat food. Does it move? Yes, you must have seen the dog running around your house, or somewhere on the road. Does it grow? Yes. So is it a living thing? Yes, the dog is a living thing. Children, now have a look at few pictures. On these pictures, on the things which are living, we are going to put a right or a tick. And the things which are non living, we are going to put a cross. Now, before I put the tick or cross, you be ready with your answer. So, are you ready? Okay, so the pictures that you can see, what do you think? Are they living or non living? Right, they are non living things. Now, have a look at the next picture. So, what is this? Is it a living or non living thing? Right, that's a living thing. It's a bird. Now, have a look at the next picture. So, what do you think? Is it a living or non living thing? Right, that's a non living thing. Now, have a look at the next picture. So, what do you think? Is it a living or non living thing? Right, that's a tree. A tree is a living thing. Have a look at the next picture. Wow, that's your favorite thing. So, is it a living or non living thing? Right, that's a non living thing. Have a look at the next. So, this is what? This is a non living thing. Now, what about this? Right, this is a living thing. So, the first thing about living things is living things move. Animals have legs to move. Fishes use its fins and tails to move in the water. Birds, what do they use for moving? Yes, they use their wings to fly and use their legs to walk. The snake use their bodies to move. Do the trees move? Have you seen a tree going from one place to another? No, not at all. So, the tree does not move. If you put a teddy bear on your bed while going to school, it will stay there till somebody picks it up and move it in some other place. Same is the case with your books. Do your books move and go somewhere on their own? No, of course not. Can you tell me why? Right, because they are non living things. Non living things cannot move on their own, whereas living things move from one place to another. For example, animals move in search of shelter, food to protect themselves from their enemies. Right, because they have to protect themselves, they run and move to a safer place. And have you seen a dog moving or running? What helps it run? How do you run? Right, you use your legs for running. Right, so some animals move or run with the help of the legs. We have seen that the fish, which lives inside the water, it moves with the help of fins and tails. The birds have wings to fly. So they use they use different body parts to move and go from one place to another. The plant does not move as it makes its own food. But some parts of plant do move. Do you know what are they? Do you know that the sunflower turns towards the sun? There is a plant called touch me not. If you touch that plant, the leaves close itself when touched. In this way, parts of the plant move. Now have a look at the pictures. This is a picture of a leopard running. Here is the ant. It is moving. So how is it moving? It is using its legs to move. In the next picture, can you see a cow running? The cow is running with the help of its legs. This is a fish. Right. So can you see the fins and tails of a fish? These are the parts which help the fish to move inside the water. Now this is a snake. How does it move? The snake takes the help of its body for moving. It straightens and curves its body and moves. It slithers. Now the next picture. Here is a rhino. So can you see the legs? Yes, its legs help it to move. In this way, this is a turtle. The turtle also moves with the help of the legs. In this way, we see how different animals move from one place to another. We saw how different animals move. Now, living things grow. Right. Human beings and few animals are born as small babies, and few birds and animals lay eggs from where the small ones grow or come out. Then they grow into a big bird or an animal. Now, human beings and few animals are born as small babies. Then they grow into a young child, and in few years it grows into an adult. A seed grows into a new plant. The plant may grow to become a big tree. Right. So, a young dog or cat also grow big, and we have also seen how human beings and the seeds grow and become big. Now, this is a picture of a seed. How the seed grows into a new plant, and later it may become a big tree. In this way, we can say that living things grow. So this is a picture how a small child become a little girl or a boy, and then they grow into a big lady or a man. So living things grow and change. Can you see the old man in this picture? In the previous pictures, we saw how living things grow. So, living things grow, they become old and die. Now, we are going to end this session here. Hope you enjoyed the session.